Yeah, once again, very good morning and thanks for joining. As part of yesterday's session, we discuss more about how internally SQL Server storing the data. Okay, we discuss about database. We discuss about database files. Okay, and we also discuss about what is a page. Okay, what is a page architecture? What is the extents? How many types of extents are available? And we also discuss how many different varieties of pages are available. Still, we want to discuss 2 to 3 pages that we will discuss in going forward sessions, but those are very important. As part of today's session, we are going to discuss more on internal concepts, means how the data movement is happening internally. Okay, so we are focusing on the storage engine, not on the relational engine. So as you already know, relational engine contains the majorly three components. One is command parser, query optimizer, query executor. So as I told you, we'll discuss in advanced level about the optimizer majorly. Okay. So our main focus of today's session is storage engine, because how the data is moving from one layer to another layer and how you are receiving the data. Okay. That's the data movement. Basically, our main focus of today is the data movement internally, how the data movement is happening. That's what our main focus. Before we go and discuss about today, any questions on yesterday's session? Anyone? No? Yes?
No, sir.
Let's start today, sir. Yeah.
This architecture follow for Azure also, or it will be different?
Sir, everything is same. Either you go for PaaS, you go for IaaS, you go for anywhere SQL is a SQL, sir. Either you
Okay.
go for AWS, okay, you go for Google Cloud, you go for Alibaba Cloud. SQL is a SQL. That's it. Okay,
Okay.
don't see the platform, because internally Microsoft not done any changes. Externally, Microsoft making the changes. That is what we are going to learn when we are discussing the cloud platforms. Make sense?
Okay, super. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Now, so our main focus is all these concepts are dirty page, clean page, right ahead logging, okay, checkpoint, lazy writer, eager writer, asset properties. Today, our main focus is all these properties. All these properties are very important in terms of interview, in terms of your understanding, in terms of reality is also very important. So let's focus on more on this, majorly all this concept. So as I already discussed earlier, okay, earlier. So whenever you perform, it can be select statement also. So let me write one select statement for your better understanding. Okay, let me pull one more text here and let me write the select statement. Select star from, okay, EMP. Let's just make select star from EMP. Okay. So as you already know, whenever you are performing any operations, so how SQL Server internally is working, first it will enter into the protocol layer, then it will go to the database engine. So once it enter into the database engine, it will go to the relational engine. Under relational engine, first it will command parser will check the syntax checks. If the syntax is perfect, first command parser will check any plan is available in the plan cache for the select statement. If no plan class is available, then command parser will start the binding the request and preparing the query tree. Once the query tree is prepared, then it will go to the optimizer. Optimizer will start preparing the execution plan for that query based on the selectivity, based on the cost. Once the plans are prepared, it will choose the best plan, and the plan will be stored in the plan cache. Okay, and it will go to the executor. Executor will start executing the request, but there is no data in the relational engine. Either it can be select, insert, or update, whatever it may be, sir. Relational engine is not holding any data. Who is holding the data? Entire your storage engine is holding the data. So executor will send request to the access method. Either it can be select statement, it can be insert, update, delete, whatever it may be, sir. Insert statement, update statement, delete statement, whatever statement it is. So executor will send request to the access method. Executor will send request to the access method. Now, Access method can understand what kind of request the user requesting. It is a read, it is a write. Only two operations, right, will perform. It is write, read, write, read. In write, either it can be insert, update, delete, create, alter, drop, truncate, whatever it may be, sir. So either you'll writing the data or you are trying to reading the data. Two operations. So access method can understand what kind of request received. Okay. Then access method sends request to the RAM. RAM is nothing but buffer manager, sir. RAM is nothing but a buffer manager. In buffer manager, we are having the buffer pools. Okay. In buffer pools, we are having data cache, plan cache, lock cache, log cache. There are multiple caches are available. Out of this, our main focus is data cache as part of today's session. Okay. So first it will go to the data cache. It will verify. So let's do one thing, sir. Okay. It will verify any pages are available for this select statement. Okay. In the data cache. So currently there is no pages. Currently your data cache is empty, sir. Nothing, because you are first time triggering. You are first time triggering this select statement. There are nothing is available here. Now, what exactly will happen? So your data cache will go to the MDF or NDF. It can be data file. Sir, it's a data file. It can be MDF. It can be NDF. It will go to the data file and it will get the pages and place it in the data cache and place it in the data cache. Paste in the data cache and same data will send to the requester. Same data will send to the requester in a generic way. This is a generic, sir. So whenever there is nothing is available in the data cache, your data cache will go to the MDF to get the data. Once it get the data, it will keep the data in the cache for time being, and it will send the same data to the requester. Same data to the requester. Make sense, everyone? No? Yes? This is a
Uh,
select statement. Can someone will ask one question? Let me ask you myself. Okay. Your RAM size is 10 GB, but your table size is 20 GB. Okay. Your RAM size is 10 GB. Your table size is 20 GB. So how it can fit in the data cache? Correct? That may also, you may ask this question. Okay. So forget about all the stuff, sir. We are not going for that stuff. Try to understand the logic here. Whenever you are performing select statement, okay, so first it will go to the cache, it will verify any data is available. If no data, it will go to the MDF, it will place in the data cache and it will send to the requester. Make sense? First point, everyone?
yes, Subbu. But
Okay.
Subbu, one thing, when data is from coming from data file, is any technology or is any thread will run backend to move the data from
Sir,
data file
first
to?
we'll see high level. I'm not going for deeper dive. Again, I told you, right? I'm
Yeah,
not
okay.
going deep dive. Let's go for high level. You need to understand high level. Okay. You need to understand. Anyhow, we need to discuss locking, blocking, deadlock, isolation. Okay. Bring everyone Amrutanjan. Okay. No worries.
Okay.
Everyone bring Amrutanjan. That time you'll go mad. I will make you go mad. No worries. That time, anyhow, you need to keep your brain right. Why now, sir? Let it be. Okay. There is a concept called isolation level, reads, locks, blocking, deadlock. Oh my God. We'll discuss, sir. No worries. That's what. Cinema is not started now, sir. Cinema is only titles. We'll go later. Okay. So this is the high level, sir, to understand everyone in simple lay terms. Whenever you are performing read operation, if no data is available, it will go to the MDF and get the data and place into the data cache and sends you request to the user. Next time when you are performing same select statement, again it will, the hierarchy is the same, sir. It will enter into the protocol, go to the database engine, relational engine, command parser, query optimizer, query executor, but plan is already available. That plan will be used by this select statement. The plan will be used by the select statement means okay. Already the plan is available here. The plan is available here. So it will compare, okay, both are same. So it will use the same plan whenever you are performing this select statement. And again, it will access method, data cache, but data cache already data is available. So it will copy the same data to the user. Same data to the user. Make sense, everyone? No? Yes?
Yeah. It will not go to the optimizer in that case, right?
Sir, if the cache is already available, plan is available, no need any work
Mm.
of the optimizer, sir.
Okay.
Okay, this is high level. I'm not going for deeper now. Let's understand high level. So that is about the select statement. Okay, I am fine. Very good, super good. I'm good now. But when you are writing the data, means whenever you are inserting or updating or deleting the data, how internally the data movement will happen. Against a relational engine, same. You no need to worry about the relational engine. We need to worry about the storage engine only. Okay. A command parser will do the syntax checks and it will prepare the plan. So it will prepare the bind the request, prepare the query tree, and optimizer will prepare the execution plan. Executor will start executing the query. Okay. Access method knows that, okay, you are performing writes. Okay. Then access method work accordingly. Up to this, everything is same. Now, actual concept changes from here, sir, later on. Now, sir, okay. Now, whenever you are performing insert, update, delete, whenever, whatever, sir, you are performing. So anything is available in the data cache? Anything is available in the data cache currently?
No.
No.
Yes.
No.
No.
No, what will happen, sir, now?
It pulls the data pages.
Okay, it will pull the data pages. Sir, MDF, NDF, the allocation is like extent. On top of the extent, there will be data pages, correct? In database level, sir, this is a database level file. This is a file, NDF file, MDF file. Under the file level, you will see the extents. Under the you will see the GAM page. Under the GAM page, you will see the extents. Under that extents, you will see the data pages. Under the file DB level, okay, sir, fine. But when you go to the cache level, there is no concept called extent. There is no concept called extent, sir. Here, just pages. Okay, pages. There is no concept called extents when you specially go to the RAM level, cache level. Okay, so whatever the extents are allocating, whatever the data pages are allocating, so simply it will copy the pages. Pages first here, it will allocate the extents. Under the extents, you will see the data pages. But coming to cache, there is no concept called extent here. There is a just concept called pages in the memory. Pages in the memory. Data pages in the memory. So it will copy. Sorry, it will copy the pages into the cache. First concept, everyone clear, sir? No?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sir, extents are allocating in the database level, not at the cache level. First point, sir, everyone need to understand. Okay. In the cache level, you will see only pages. Correct?
That is
Okay.
correct.
In both cases, select or non-select.
Sir, forget, sir. Select is just reading the data, sir. Select is just reading the data. In the oh, you mean to say, sir, either it can be select or it, sir, in select, why extents will create, sir? Let me ask a question. No, right? In the
No.
select, why extents will be created? No, right?
No.
Already the pages are available. It will copy the same pages.
Hmm.
And you are writing the data only, right? So it will try to create the extents or it will try to load the data into the existing extents whenever the extents is free from the SGAM.
Yes.
Yeah. Got it, everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, sir, the pages are available in the cache. Okay. The pages are available in the MDF file, correct? Okay. Let's make here, sir. Let's move this one to here. Okay. So the sorry. the pages are available in the MDF file. The same pages are available in the cache, correct? Agree? Not
Yes.
agree?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, Subbu.
First it will, sir, first it will create in the data files only, right? The pages. Later on, it will try to copy to the cache. Okay. Now, sir, immediately it will insert the data? No, right? So it needs CPU, it need memory, it need IO, it need pages, it need additional resources to perform the operation, correct? To insert the data. It needs some resources, sir. So before it modify the data, sir, these pages are clean pages. See, the pages which are in the buffer, which is not yet modified, those pages technically you should call it as a clean page. Those pages you need to call it as a clean page. Got it, everyone?
Subbu, one thing, clean page means empty page or it has data previously.
Sir, what I can say, the page which is not yet modified in the buffer is nothing but clean page, sir. Precisely.
Yeah, I understand that. So
It may
before
be contains the data, it may not contains the data, whatever it may be. Currently, the page is not modified in the buffer. That's it, right?
okay.
Sir,
Previous state only, right?
yes, both are same.
Yes.
Both are same. Whatever the page, how page looks like in MDF, same how it is looking in the cache. Cache, because you not yet done modification, right? Sir, if you want to do modification, you need lot of stuff, sir, actually. Lot of stuff. What is that lot of stuff? We are going to discuss that. That's what I told you, right? CPU, memory, IO, locking, blocking, deadlocks. Oh my God, too much of stuff. So currently, the page is not yet modified. The page is not yet modified, sir. Both pages are same. Both pages are same. Then those pages will call it as a clean page. Make sense? Yes? No?
Yes,
Yes.
Subbu.
Sir, understand one by one, sir. Slowly I can tell because this is very important, very confusing concepts. Now, once you got everything, sir, once you got CPU, memory, IO, there is no locking, blocking, nothing, sir. Now, once you start modifying the data, once you start modifying the data into the pages, like insert, not insert, 1, KMS 10,000, 2, Amit 15,000, 3, Bala 20,000, 4, Amala, okay, 25,000, 5, okay, Hari 10,000. So once you start inserting the data, the page which is available in the buffer, the page which is available in NDF file, both are not matching, right, sir? Correct? Both are different right now?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Now the page which is modified in the buffer, but not yet moved to the MDF file, this page you should call it as a dirty page. Dirty page. The page which is modified in the buffer, but not yet moved to the MDF file. Sir, still it is not yet moved to the MDF file. Still it is in the cache itself. Still in the cache, sir. You've done some inserts or updates or delete. So that modification has been happened, but those pages are still in buffer, not yet moved to the MDF file. Those pages technically should call it as dirty page. Make sense? Same page is becoming the dirty page, sir, again. Initially, the page is not yet modified. Those pages we will call it as a clean page. The page which is modified now, not yet moved to the MDF file, now it is calling as a dirty page. A single page is converting, sir. The names are converting internally. Clear? Not clear?
Yeah, I
Clear,
have one doubt.
clear.
Yeah.
My question is that data cache and the buffer cache is the same.
Data cache?
So this is pages is
Sir, it's a
available.
RAM. It's a
Yeah.
RAM. In this
Okay.
RAM, there is a cache. That's it.
Okay. So there is a one term I have heard about the buffer cache.
Sir, buffer. This is the entire buffer only, right?
So that this is the entire RAM and
Entire
the
RAM. We are
yeah.
calling as a buffer manager, buffer pool, buffer
Okay.
cache. Whatever you can name it, sir, you can name it.
Okay, okay. So these are the synonyms of the single buffer manager,
Yes.
buffer cache. Okay, thank
Yes.
you so much.
On that, we are having a cache, sir.
Okay, okay.
Like, see, when you go to the bank, sir, there will be main locker, right? Correct?
Yes, yes.
Main locker is your database, sir.
Okay.
And there will be accountant where you are depositing, withdrawing the cash, correct? So they will make small locker, right? Correct? So that is a cache. Questions?
Yeah, Subbu, good morning. Here, for select statement also, it will bring the data pages to data cache, or it will goes directly to the database MDF
No,
file and
sir.
it will read.
Either it can be select, insert, or update, whatever. It need to keep the pages in the cache, how much it
Okay,
can fit.
okay, thank you.
Okay, not all. Maybe sometimes not all.
Okay,
How much it can fit, it will fit. Otherwise, it will spin in the page file, it will spin in the temp DB,
okay.
because my database size is 10 terabytes. Your RAM is 10 terabytes? No,
No,
right? Your RAM will be certain amount. So how much it can fit, it will fit in the RAM. Because RAM is much faster, sir. Okay. Disk. These are disk. Disk you need to calculate in milliseconds. Correct? Memory you need to calculate as in nanoseconds. Which is faster, nanoseconds or milliseconds?
nano.
Nano. So that's the reason SQL loves memory. SQL loves memory a lot because you are spinning data in the nanoseconds.
Okay.
In select, there is no concept of dirty page, right?
Why there will be dirty page for select statements?
Correct, correct. It will just
You are not
take it,
modifying, you are just reading the data.
Mhm.
That's it.
reading and sending to the.
That's it. Only when you are doing modification, only dirty pages will come into the picture.
Okay.
No? Yes? Everyone understand?
Yes, Subbu.
See, sir, the database in the memory do match what on the disk. Then you should call it as a clean page. If it is matching, if the page which is in the disk, which is in the memory, if it is matching, technically you should call it as a clean page, correct? Yes or no?
Correct, correct.
If the page which is in the disk, which is in the memory, if both are not matching, then you should call it as a
Dirty page.
dirty page. That's it, sir. That's the reality, correct? Agree, not agree, everyone?
Yes.
Agreed.
Subbu.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, sir, now you perform some changes. Okay, you done some changes. 1 KMS 10,000, 2 Amit 3, 4, 5. You done some changes. Okay, now I need to move these changes to the MDF file. Sir, before you move to the MDF file, every changes, whatever you are performing, it need to move to the LDF file to satisfy wall. Write ahead logging. Again, I'm repeating, sir. Write ahead logging. Wall stands for write ahead logging. Whatever the changes you are performing, all the changes need to move to the LDF file before you to go to the MDF file to satisfy wall concept. To satisfy wall means to satisfy durability, sir. Protection. Protection means, sir, these are caches, you know, right? Most dangerous, right? Caches. If suddenly server got restart, then cache gone. Correct? Yes or no? Cache gone sometimes if suddenly any restarts happen, suddenly something happened to the operating system, suddenly something happened to the SQL server, caches will gone. Okay, suddenly someone cleared the caches, also cache is gone. So what Microsoft is doing, whatever the changes you are performing parallelly, parallelly, those changes Microsoft is going to move to the LDF file parallelly. Sir, here slight understanding, sir. Don't misunderstand. Okay, sir, in the cache, you are calling as a 30 pages, correct? 30 pages, clean page, whatever. But whenever it is, whatever the changes you are performing, all the changes will move from cache to LDF file in the form of log records. In the form of log records. Because in LDF file, there is no concept called dirty page or clean page, nothing, sir. In LDF, it is moving the data in the form of log records. It is moving in the form of log records. Please try to understand. In LDF, your data is moving in the form of log records. What do you mean by log records, Subbu? So this insert command will be placed in the LDF file. This update statement will be placed in the LDF file. This delete statement will be placed in the LDF file. This operation will be placed in the LDF file. In this, technically, you should call it as a log records. You should not call it as a dirty page. You should not call it as a clean page. Nothing, sir. There is no concept called dirty page, clean page in LDF files. Okay. So whatever the changes you are performing on the cache, parallelly, same time, SQL Server will move this whole records to the LDF file in the form of log records. Then you may ask, who is moving all this operation? There is a thread. There is a thread called log writer thread. Okay, there is a thread called log writer thread, which is writing all the logs from cache to LDF file to satisfy wall concept, to protect the transaction in case of natural disaster or human-made mistake, something. So no worries, I am having data in the LDF file, even your cache is gone. Your cache is gone, no worries, I'm having data in the LDF file.
So just a backup.
Yeah, it's a backup only, sir, because you
Means
are dealing with the data.
it will copy from the data cache to LDF.
Yes, yes,
So
Can
we
you
the
have
please,
log reader.
it have the two copies. One is log side, one is for data cache. Am I right?
Yeah, this is not a copy, sir. This is actual data.
Yeah. One copy in the data cache, another copy in the
Don't tell
log file.
copy, sir. Don't tell copy. This is actual modification which is you are performing. Protectionally, Microsoft is also moving the log records here.
Yeah,
It's
actually, if we will move the data from data cache to the log reader, then how checkpoint will work from it will move the data from
sir,
data cache to.
don't get hurry, sir. Okay. Let's
Okay,
understand this concept before we go forward. Okay.
okay,
No hurry. Let's understand this concept first. Later on, we'll see.
okay.
Everyone clear?
yeah, statement will also move, or it will only move the data?
Sir, insert your record. This is your record, right?
Mm,
Insert record. That information will be logged in the LDF file.
okay, so this keyword insert will also go to the LDF.
Otherwise, how it can knows that you are performing insert operation?
Okay.
Correct? Agree? Not agree?
So
That is how
it contains LSN numbers also, right?
we'll discuss that. Okay. We'll
Okay.
discuss. Yeah, please. We'll discuss. Let's understand the originality. Later on, we'll see all the stuff. I hope everyone got it. No? Yes.
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 So,
What is the wall? Yeah,
got
yes.
the confusion between the few questions arise. So please repeat again. This wall
Sorry.
Actually, there are the few questions arise in between the wall concept. Could you please explain again this wall concept?
Yeah, sir. See, what Microsoft is doing basically means whatever the change you can do the change in the cache, no problem. But nature can predict anything, right, sir? If suddenly you are performing insert operation and suddenly your server got crashed, entire cache will gone, right? Yes. So to protect that, what Microsoft is doing, right? Whatever the changes you are performing, all the changes parallelly, it will try to move into the LDF file in the form of log records to fulfill wall concept. To fulfill durability. Sir, in ACID property, there is a D. D stands for durability. Protection, sir. to satisfy durability, to satisfy wall, what Microsoft is doing, whatever the changes you are going to perform, all the changes parallelly move to the LDF file in the form of log records. Clear? Everyone?
Yeah, fine.
No? Yes?
Understood.
Okay,
Yes, Subbu, clear.
great. No, sir.
Subbu,
Yes.
still I have doubt. After moving the log that files to the LDF, then again it will present in data cache, right?
The data cache data is still there. I'm not touching anything in data cache, right?
No,
There is
Subbu.
1, there is 2, there is 3, there is 4, there is 5.
Yeah, if
Here
it is
1, 2,
five
3, 4,
pages are
5.
there. Yeah, so these pages are moved with the help of log reader to the LDF file. After
Come on,
moving
yeah.
that,
Come
so
on,
still
come on. Wait. Sir, whatever the records you are performing, those records convert in the form of log records and it will write into the LDF in the form of log writer thread.
okay.
Okay. These pages are still there.
Yeah,
We are
that is
not
my
touching
question.
anything page.
Yeah, that is my
Okay.
question actually. Yeah.
No, these pages are still there. We are not touching anything here. Now the concept starts
Okay.
because you done the modification. So that those modifications are in the cache. Those modifications are in LDF file. But what about MDF file? Until unless your data move to the MDF file, you can't see the data. It's a crystal clear, sir. Until unless whatever the data you are modifying, that need to move to the MDF file. Otherwise, you can't see the data. Make sense? Everyone?
Okay, Subbu. Yeah.
So you need to move data to the MDF file. Now, who is moving the data to the MDF file? This is the biggest question now. This is the biggest question. Now the concept came to checkpoint, lazy writer. Checkpoint, lazy writer. Both, sir. Again, both. Okay. We'll see one by one, slowly to understand, sir. One by one. So first we'll discuss about the checkpoint. Okay. Checkpoint, sir. Everyone clear about the clean paste, dirty paste, wall concept? Any questions before I go to the checkpoint?
Yeah, clear, Subbu, my side.
Others, everyone. Sir,
Yes,
those are
Yes.
all are very important, sir. Please try to understand the logics.
yes,
Okay. Now, sir, checkpoint. Sir, checkpoint is an internal process, internal thread. You can call it as an internal thread. Okay. Internal thread, which is running in the backend, which is running in the backend, which is running in the backend. So, checkpoint will run, sir, again, it's some people will tell checkpoint will run every 2 seconds, checkpoint will run every 60 seconds, checkpoint will run every some seconds, checkpoint will run that much, this much. But what checkpoint is doing basically means checkpoint will estimate checkpoint will estimate whatever the changes you are performing on the cache. If that fits to trigger the checkpoint, checkpoint will automatically so there are different types of varieties of checkpoint: automatic checkpoint, indirect checkpoint, internal checkpoint, and manual checkpoint. So we are focusing on first automatic checkpoint, sir. Let's focus on automatic checkpoint because this is very important. This
Subbu,
is, yeah,
yeah, have you discussed lazy write? I went for washroom in between, so
no,
I missed
nothing,
that.
sir. No,
Just
no, no,
checkpoint after dirty page.
no. Just started the checkpoint, sir.
Okay, okay,
So
please go ahead.
whenever there is automatic checkpoint, our focus is automatic checkpoint, sir. Later on, we'll discuss about indirect checkpoint, internal checkpoint, manual checkpoint. Okay, we'll see later on. Now itself, sir, we'll see, but let's focus on the automatic checkpoint. So automatic checkpoints will estimate whatever the changes you made, okay, that will fit to trigger the checkpoint. It will trigger the checkpoint. It will trigger the checkpoint and it will move the data. It is not moving the pages, sir. Please be understandable. It is moving the data, whatever you modified in the cache to the MDF file. MDF file. Now, this page, earlier it is a dirty page. Now both pages are same. Here data cache having same data. MDF is also having same data. Now this page again, it will convert into clean page. Getting my point? Whenever automatic checkpoint triggers, whatever the changes you made in the cache, all the changes will move into the MDF file, and now it will make those pages in the buffer as a clean pages, because both MDF and cache having same data. Now in the cache, those pages will call it as a clean pages. Those pages are not deleting, sir. Those pages are still in the buffer only. Make sense, everyone?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So very simple understanding, sir. Whenever checkpoint will estimate, okay, this is the right time to trigger the checkpoint, automatic checkpoint, it will trigger the checkpoint. Whenever checkpoint is triggered, okay, whatever the dirty pages still not yet moved to the MDF file, all the changes will move to the MDF file. And once both are matching, then again in the cache, those pages technically you will call it as a clean pages. And also it will make a note how many times you access this page. So first time you access this page, it will make 1. Okay, 2 times you access this page, it will make it as a 2. 3 times you access this page, it will make it as a 3 in the header. Because how many times you are accessing this page in the buffer also very important, sir. Later on going forward, it is very important how many times you are accessing the page in the buffer. Either it can be dirty page, it can be clean page. How many times you are accessing this page in the buffer is also very, very important. It will make a register entry in the cache. Make sense, everyone? What is the checkpoint, sir? Automatic checkpoint. Whenever automatic checkpoint triggers, whatever the changes which is not yet moved to the MDF file, all the changes it will move to the MDF file and make the pages as a clean page in the buffer. Next time, when you are performing insert statement, if this page is having the free space, if the page is having still free space, then it will try to load the data here itself. And again, these pages will convert as a dirty page. If there is no space on the page, again it will go to the MDF file, get the pages, place in the cache, again try to load the data. Now those pages will convert into the dirty pages. Again checkpoint will trigger, checkpoint will move the data to the MDF file. And log writer writing the changes to the LDF file. This is the mechanism, sir. This is the mechanism. If we are making the changes will go to the LDF file via logread agent. Changes will go to the MDF file via checkpoint or ledgerator. This is a process. You no need to go and see what's happening. No one will see, sir. But this is how underlying the data movement is happening. Yes, no.
Yeah, it's clear, Subbu.
Okay. Now, so in checkpoint, we are having varieties of checkpoint, like automatic checkpoint. That is a actual checkpoint, sir, which is running at the instance level. Entire instance level it is running. And we are having 3 varieties of checkpoint. So before SQL Server 2012, we are having only 3 checkpoints. From SQL Server 2012, we are having 4 checkpoints. One is indirect checkpoint, which is introduced on SQL Server 2012. Earlier, we are having only 3, sir. Now we are having 4. Okay. What is indirect checkpoint? Sir, automatic checkpoint is an instance level. In entire instance level, it is triggering. But some people having a concern and they will come to you and ask, hey, I want to see data as quickly as for my database. I am not worrying about the instance. Okay, I am not, sir. Until unless if checkpoint is triggered, until unless lazy data is triggered, you can't move the data to the MDF file, correct? Yes or no? Who's moving data to the MDF file? Checkpoint or LazyWriter? Checkpoint or LazyWriter? Until unless both are not performing, you can't see the data into the MDF file. Correct, right, sir?
Yes, sir.
So some people will come to you and ask that, hey, I want as quickly as I want a different data movement time frame for my database. Then you can go for indirect checkpoints, sir. I will show you how to set all this one in a while. Okay, let's understand theoretical part. I can go and set a separate interval time for my database with help of indirect checkpoint. With help of indirect checkpoint. With help of indirect checkpoint, I can configure a different interval time. I can configure a different interval time for my specific database from SQL Server 2012. Earlier, no, sir, it's not possible. From 2012 onwards, if you wanted to set a separate interval for checkpoint for one database, you can set with the help of indirect checkpoint. Clear? If you want to set a separate interval time for a specific database, is it possible? Yes, sir, it is possible with help of indirect checkpoint.
So it means database level checkpoint. Am I right, Subbu?
Yes, yes. If you wanted to change your interval time for specific database, you can change it, sir, with help of indirect checkpoint. Now, internal checkpoint. Okay, sir, internal checkpoint is also very important, but not for business operations. When you are performing backup, when you are switching recovery model, when you are running the checkpoint, okay, checkpoint, whenever you are taking the snapshot, not checkpoint, sorry, checkDB, when you are running the DBCC checkDB, when you are taking the backups, when you are switching the recovery models, whenever you are performing certain operations, one second, sir. Let me, yeah. So whenever during the backup, during the snapshot, okay, during performing the checkpoint cleanup, shutdowning the server, okay, when you are altering the database, switching the recovery models, okay, whenever your database in simple recovery model, okay, and certain operations are when you are performing certain operations, internal checkpoint will trigger. It's not moving any data movement, sir. Okay. But for certain operations, internal checkpoint will trigger. It will help you for their operations. So whenever you are triggering checkpoint, whenever you are taking backup, whenever you are in simple recovery model, okay, whenever you are performing certain operations only, internal checkpoint will trigger. That will help that operation, whatever you are going to perform in the sense of backup, in the sense of DBC checkDB, in the sense of simple recovery model, in the sense of when you're switching. We will discuss all these concepts going forward, and I will also come back internal checkpoint. That time it will help you a lot, sir. Just understand, whenever you are performing certain operations, internal checkpoint will trigger automatically. Make sense? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
No? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes. And manual checkpoints are, you can simply type the checkpoint and you can execute. How many times you wanted to execute, you can execute. Manual checkpoint is nothing but if you just type the checkpoint and trigger the checkpoint manually. Trigger the check. I will show you practically, sir, so that you can understand. Clear? Not clear?
Yes.
Now, sir. Okay, now. So if you go to the SSMS, if you go to the SSMS, if you go to the proper, if you just before that, okay, let me run SP who is active, SP who to active. Okay, so log writer, are you able to see log writer, lazy writer, and checkpoint? Are they?
So
Log
I
writer.
missed lazy writer actually.
I not explain about lazy writers are still okay.
Acha,
No
okay.
worries. Checkpoint, lazy writer, log writer, okay, log writer, ledge writer, log writer, log monitor. There are lots of internal process which are running, sir. Out of this, we are discussing checkpoint. Okay, checkpoint. There is a thread, sir, already, which is running in the backend, which is running in the backend. Can I stop this one? No. Can I do anything? Nothing, sir. You can't do anything. But you can change the interval time. Again, sir, please, my request, as per my knowledge, my understanding, you should not touch the checkpoint interval time. You should not touch the checkpoint interval time until unless there is a need from application team. Don't touch the checkpoint interval time because it may affect your recovery phase. What is the recovery phase? Again, I will come back this one in when we are discussing restore concepts. When we are discussing restore concept, again I will come back. Again, I will come back about the checkpoint. Now try to keep in mind, you should not change the checkpoint interval time until unless there is really need. Until unless there is really need, you should not touch the checkpoint interval time because it will affect your recovery phase. It will affect your recovery phase. What is that recovery phase? What exactly is happening? We'll discuss in the restore concept, sir. Okay, after the backups, we'll discuss restore. The first concept I will explain in the restore is recovery phase only. So when if a recovery phase is affecting, so SQL won't come online, sir, as quickly as. Okay, please be careful. Don't touch the checkpoint interval time until unless we never, sir, maximum we never touch the checkpoint interval time. Don't blindly go and change the checkpoint interval time. Let it be default. Let it be default. If you want, you can change to the database level, indirect checkpoint to specific database. Don't change checkpoint interval time for the instance level. Instance level. Okay. So if you go to the property, security, somewhere, sir. Connections. No. Browser. Hey, come on here. Where it is? Yeah, in the year. So recovery interval in the minutes. By default, it is a 0, sir. By default, it is a 0. Okay, by default, it is 0. If you want to change, you can change it, sir. Okay, this is the checkpoint interval time. This is checkpoint interval time. Or you can run via command prompt also. Okay, if you wanted to change the checkpoint interval time, you can go and change the checkpoint interval time. sp-config recovery interval time. Here you need to mention in the form of seconds. When you go for graphical user interface, it is taking in the form of minutes. When you go for graphical user interface, it is taking in the form of minutes. When you are going for command prompt, it is going for seconds. So please be careful when you are changing. But again, sir, don't ever change the recovery interval time. It will definitely affect your recovery phase. Very, very important concept, sir. Recovery phase. Your database will stuck in recovery phase. Experienced people knows a lot about the recovery phase. Okay, so we'll discuss a lot. So please don't change. If you want to change, you can change it here, sir. For example, if you want change, you can change it. But please try to don't change the checkpoint interval time. Make sense, everyone? So in the background process, SQL Server and default most common checkpoint. SQL Server continuously checking the number of log records, and once it estimates that number of log records is sufficient to process in time of as per the recovery interval configure. Okay, then checkpoint command will trigger. Checkpoint command will trigger and move the data from data cache to MDF file. This is automatic checkpoint. But if you go for indirect checkpoint, means if I want to set for specific database, you can set it for a specific database. If you wanted to set for specific database, you can set it for a specific database. What is the database name? 17. So currently, what is the recovery? What is the sys.database is a catalog which will available entire your database level information, metadata information. So I am trying to read the data. So currently it is a 60. If I wanted to set it to 120 seconds, you can set it to 120 seconds. Now, if you go and verify my database indirect checkpoint, I set it to 120 seconds. This is DB level checkpoint interval time. This is instance level checkpoint interval time. Please be careful. Both are different. Instance level is so sensitive, sir. Please be careful. If you wanted to change the interval time, you can educate your application team. I can go and change the indirect checkpoint if you want. We don't want to touch the instance level. Make sense? Everyone?
Yes, Subbu.
You're so silent. Got you? No? Yes?
Yeah, Subbu. You
Yes,
got it.
Okay. So manual checkpoint is very simple, sir. Checkpoint. You can type the checkpoint. You can execute how many times you want, you can execute. Sir, why you will trigger checkpoint? I wanted to see data quickly, correct? Whenever you trigger the checkpoint, whatever the changes you made in the buffer, that will move to the MDF file. Correct, right, sir? Agree? Not agree? So if I wanted to see very quickly, or sometimes, sir, sometimes your checkpoint will go into the hung state. Your checkpoint will go to the hung state and your data is not moving properly to the MDF file. Okay, that time also, you may also trigger the checkpoint, manual checkpoint on that database. So you need to go to that database where you are having issue. I will discuss sir, all this one again. I'm not going deep dive now. I will again come back this one again later. Most of the concept I will come back. Okay, you can choose the database, checkpoint, execute. It won't affect anything, sir. Nothing it will affect. Okay, you can trigger the manual checkpoint. An internal checkpoint, it will trigger based on your operations. And we don't know about DBCC, CheckDB, full backups, recovery models, all that stuff, right? We'll discuss one by one in the going forward. Clear? Not clear? Everyone?
Clear, Subbu.
Sir, again, sorry. Yeah, someone is asking.
No, Subbu, it's clear.
Yeah,
I'm saying.
checkpoint transfer data from LDF to MDF, right?
No, sir, never. I never say this one again. Don't say this one, sir.
Oh,
Please, sir, I
confusion.
never say that.
From data
LDF
cache
to
to
MDF.
MDF. From
Data cache
cache
to MDF only, sir.
MDF.
Please. Okay. What
Okay.
checkpoint is doing, right? For example, there are log records. Okay. Sir, here try to understand simple logic. One more logic. Sir, you are making the changes. Come on, yeah. What happened? Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay. You are making the changes, sir. Same time, checkpoint got triggered. That time, log writer is not triggered. Assume, sir, assume log writer thread is not triggered. You are making the changes to the data pages. Same time, whenever checkpoint triggers, if you think that this log records is not yet moved to the LDF file, it will also move this log records to the LDF file. Okay, it will move the changes in the form of log records to the LDF file. Again, it will move the changes to the MDF file. Without moving to the LDF file, no changes will move to the MDF file. So that is what I mentioned in the clearly in the diagram, sir. Let's show you once again. See, sir, log is flushing to the LDF file. Data is moving, sorry, log is moving to the LDF file. Data is moving to the MDF file.
So it means
Clear?
checkpoint will check whether data is moved to the log records to the LDF or not initially. Then
Yes,
it
sir.
will move to the
Yes, sir.
MDF file.
Yes.
Okay.
Log means metadata.
If you tell metadata means I will come and kill you, sir.
Oh,
Why metadata, sir? That is actual data, right?
Actually, it's not doing any information. It's not storing any.
Hey, just kidding, because you were too close to me.
No, that's fine. But I think the flow, can you just one more time just if
Sir,
you
simple,
could,
sir. That's what. See, log writer process the writing all the dirty pages available in the buffer cache, correct?
correct.
That is what we discuss, along with transaction log records to the disk. In case, if any transaction logs are available in the cache, that also will flush us into the LDF file in a simple understanding, sir.
Okay. Okay, I
Sir,
think I'll
no,
go to the recording one more time and whenever
no,
you
it's a
share.
very simple,
Then
sir. It will move the data to the MDF file. It will move the log records to the LDF file.
okay.
If there are no log records, it won't move, sir. It will move the data only to the MDF file. That's it. Main agenda of checkpoint is to moving the data to the disk. Correct?
Correct.
But in case, if log writer thread is taking a little bit time and checkpoint trigger and identified there is a log records, that time it will move to the LDF file. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Cool, sir. Someone is asking. No? Yes? Sir, you are getting my point, what I wanted to say?
Yes,
Understanding, not
Subbu. Yes,
understanding.
Subbu.
Understand, Subbu. Actually, I went for the washroom and then flow got disconnected. From tomorrow, I'll not go.
Yeah.
Yes, so hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, yeah. Actually, I was just asking you whether NDA files will be having some kind of transactions like inactive transactions and active transactions, right?
I will come back, sir.
So,
I will come back that one.
so-
So
okay, yeah.
now today our main
So,
agenda is you need to understand data flow.
no, no,
Again, I
no,
told
no,
you,
no.
right?
I was just asking about the checkpoint which you are telling me about, right? That transaction will be fetched out in the NDA file and be converted, and it will
Yeah,
be
that's what, sir. I
MDA
understand
files,
your
right?
question. I understand
Yeah,
your question, what you wanted to ask. That's
yeah.
what today is not done. Still, that's what you need to hold for 7 more sessions.
Oh,
7
yeah,
more
fine.
sessions.
Yeah.
After 7th session completes, after resource complete, then you can ask, still I'm having doubt. Then I can answer you whatever you want.
Yes, yes.
Okay, because I told you, right, there are dependencies, sir. Now, what I wanted to say, I will stick only this one because being you are experienced people, you know, sir, more. But the first time who are learning, they're in learning phase. They will get confused lot if I load more data on them.
Yes, yes, I got you. I got you. I was just
Yeah.
asking that how the duration will be like 3 months, right?
Sorry?
How the duration of the courses will be?
Maximum 2.5 months, sir.
2.5
Maximum.
months, right?
Because
Yeah.
as your batch agreed, Sunday, Saturday is fine. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I can run the subject. But initial 15 days, I won't run the subject, sir. I will go slowly because this is the basement. If you are strong at base, I can construct like how many floors I can construct.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
no worries, sir. You can bring Amrutanjan, you can bring whatever you want. I will load like anything. No worries.
Okay, fine, thanks.
Yeah.
Subbu, do one thing. Try to share the recording today as soon as possible. Even if I'm clear, I just want to go it one more time.
Yeah, sure, sir. Actually, why it is, I won't, because I need to make public, right? I'm doing some editing, all that stuff.
Okay.
That's what it is rendering. That's what it is taking longer time. But once we are going to the completely private sessions, maybe in 4 to 5 sessions, we'll make it private sessions. Then you will get within 30 minutes, all the sessions.
Subbu, you said that you will share the documents regarding
Yeah,
this.
sir. Yeah, I will share. I will share. Because I need to talk to Sai before I share, okay?
Okay.
Otherwise, he will scold me.
Okay.
He's my boss. I'm your boss. He's my boss. Okay, I hope
So,
everyone understand about checkpoint.
I just have one question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
When we make the checkpoint, when we make the change on the checkpoint interval instance level, do we have to restart the server or just?
Yes, sir. That is a best practice because any instance level configuration it will affect if you restart. Otherwise, no, right? Even take your mobile also, sir. If you do something configuration level changes, you need to restart, right? Either you would take your laptop or desktop or something like same instance level. If you want to work properly, restart is a mandatory. But again, sir, please don't get your mind that I need to change the checkpoint interval time.
Yeah, no.
Okay, because that will affect your recovery phase. Very important concept. Very, very important concept. I will come back in the restore concept, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank
In
you.
depth, I
Thank you.
will come back.
Yeah, so I have one doubt. Suppose we
Yes.
have log writer and checkpoints; those are not working, not triggering in a regular manner. So at that time, we need to restart the server, or we need to take any actions on this.
Directly go to the Microsoft and asks.
Okay.
No, nothing, sir. We can't do anything until we restart, but don't restart blindly, sir. Okay.
Okay.
Don't restart blindly. Okay. If it is not working, means maybe massive resource consumptions like CPU, memory, IO. Okay. It may leads to stuck the resources, right? Internal resources, right?
Yeah.
Just check before we proceeding for restart. Okay. That will help us a lot when you are troubleshooting in future. Okay. Blind
Okay.
restarts, I won't accept, sir. That's the only one thing. Sir, whatever operation you are doing, we will also do because you are working SQL, I am also working SQL. Anyone is also working SQL. But don't make blind decisions. That's what I can say.
Okay, super.
Okay. So system process, you can't do anything, sir. You can't restart nothing until unless you need to restart the server. Until, sir, you are restarting server, you are restarting SQL, both are same only, sir. Correct?
Yeah.
Sir, as per the best practice, even someone will tell, restart weekly once your mobile, correct?
Yeah.
Because all the resources will come into the stable. Like same, you need to restart the server as well, at least a while. Not frequently, I'm not saying not frequently, at least a while, you need to restart the servers because all the CPU, memory, IOs will come into the idle state. That is a best practice. So that is also one best practice. Not only configuring SQL Server, configuring server, all you are following best practices, okay? Restarting server, restarting SQL is also one best practice, sir. Makes sense, everyone. Okay, that is also one best practice. Some people won't restart for years. Okay,
Yes, so after
that's
restarting, how it will behave, we don't know. So that's why people will panic.
no, sir. But again, your resources need to come into the stable for a while, sir. Okay,
Okay.
stable for a while. That is a that is what your mission is also expecting, sir. Sometimes that's also your mission will expect from. But it can't say to you. It can't say to you, but it is expecting internally, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
That's the
It
one.
will also look for vacation.
Yeah, like even God will also getting some sleep, but servers it need to get some sleep for a while, not for hours or days,
It's a
at least
minutes.
for minutes. Okay, that's a respect we need to give to the server as well. Okay, I hope wall concept is understand, sir. Wall means whatever the modification you are doing. Okay, all the modification need to make entry into the log file to maintain the durability, to protect the durability, sir. Again, I will come back about asset properties. Okay, this is very important. And dirty page, I told you, right? Whatever the changes you're performing in the buffer, okay, those pages will call it as a dirty page. Checkpoint will taken care, lazy writer will taken care. And you can see the dirty pages by running a DMV call. Okay, DM underscore is underscore buffer underscore descriptor, sir. These are the DMVs. At least you need to remember 10 DMVs, 10 DBCS command, 10 waits, 10 performance counters. Okay, which will help you lot when you are troubleshooting something, sir. Okay, at least I am not saying that you need to remember everyone. That is highly impossible. Okay, to remember all the stuff. Okay, but at least minimum to minimum 10 DMVs, 10 DBCS command, 10 waits, 10 performance counters. Okay, what else? What else? 10 wait types, performance counters, DMVs, DBCS commands. At least you need to remember this stuff, sir. Clerks, clerks, at least 5 to 6 clerks you need to remember. Okay, that will help us a lot when you are troubleshooting something, sir. Something. Out of this, DM underscore is underscore buffer underscore descriptor, which will help us a lot. How many clean pages are available? How many dirty pages are available? Okay. When you run this one, it will clearly say that 40 dirty pages are available on TempDB. Okay, 5 dirty pages are available in ImageDB. Currently, there is no dirty page in this database, sir. Now see, I can do one thing. Okay. Now see, sir.
Super. If you run the checkpoint in TempDB or MSDB, so it will be go to 0, right?
Forget about sir, system databases. You are not worrying about system databases. In a clear way.
Okay.
Create table emp. Okay. Employee ID. Employee ID integer. I'm just creating a basic table, sir. Okay. I will discuss, sir, about development as well. One session I will discuss development next week. Then you will get to know what is the table, what is the view, all the stuff. The people who are first time listening. Okay, I'm just creating a single table, sir. Okay. Now you will go and perform. See, sir. Everyone able to see? Your database came into the picture, right?
Yes, 15 dirty
And how
pages.
many dirty pages are available? 15
15.
dirty pages, sir. That's it, sir. That's it. To understand, if you want to understand, whenever you do modification, okay, whenever you do modification, so what is happening, sir? It will get the pages from MDF to cache, and it will start modifying the data. Once it start modifying the data, those pages will call it as a dirty page. Once the checkpoint trigger and it will flushes the data, then we'll call it as a clean page. The pages will be available in the cache itself. And you can trigger the checkpoint now. Check point on this database. Okay, I trigger the checkpoint. Now, if you go and run this, any dirty pages available? Any dirty pages available?
No, Super.
That's it, sir. No, yes, got it, not got it.
You got it. Meanwhile, it cleared some TempDB dirty pages also, right?
Forget about MDB, sir. Again, why MDB?
Okay.
Temp, sir, it's a temp.
So, okay.
To understand badly, okay, it's a public toilet.
Yes, and normally it
That's
will do process like if you created a
No,
table.
forget
so-
about TempDB. Forget
Okay,
about
okay.
TempDB. No worries about TempDB. No worries about system databases. We are not worrying about system databases. So because why means I want reality, sir. I don't want mislead you. Okay. When we are discussing TempDB, I will come back. No worries. 6 hours we are discussing on TempDB. That is too good for you? Not 6 hours, sir. 9 hours we'll discuss on TempDB.
Oh, super,
9
super.
hours. Because TempDB is a heart to the performance tuning. Okay. It's a heart to the performance tuning, sir. No one knows. TempDB is a heart for performance tuning. It's a public toilet, but still it is a heart. Okay, we'll discuss lots, sir. Again, that's what I don't want mess up with lots of content on your mind at the initial phase. We are starting phase, and this is our 5th session, I think so. Correct? This is our 5th, right?
I hope so, bro.
Yeah. No, last batch also there is a
Yes, sir,
Rahul,
yes,
sir.
sir. Fifth session.
There is a Rahul, like Naveen, Lucky, okay, who is asking too many questions in advance, well in advance. I don't know, no, Rahul. Sir, again, sir, please don't misunderstand. Sometime I will scold, sometime I will use some
No
words,
problem,
okay?
Subbu. No
Please, sir,
problem.
because
No,
you are
Subbu,
for me only.
don't feel like that. It should be made like interactive. In that way, only it
Yes,
can be.
So
yes, sir.
we are the friends because all are the same
That's
age
it,
group.
sir.
So just like friends will do fun and everything. So
Yes,
that's
sir.
not a matter.
That's it, sir. That is only one
Otherwise,
request.
Subbu, otherwise what will happen na, it's a morning time. We just woke up. It would be very lazy kind of thing. We won't be getting. We will be listening only. If it won't be interactive.
Yes.
So morning is very hectic. Like
Okay, so remember this DMV, sir. Again, I will come back all these concepts in advanced level. Again, sir, I will come back all the concepts in advanced level. Okay. DM underscore DB underscore buffer underscore descriptor, DM underscore OS underscore ring underscore buffer, DM underscore OS underscore memory underscore clocks. You need to remember like this, sir. Please. Out of this, okay, one of the what is the DMV you use to check the fragmentation?
Index fragmentation.
Yeah.
Uh, DM underscore sysdot DM underscore index underscore physical stats. Am I right?
Yes, sir. But DM underscore
Index
Sorry, DM underscore DB underscore.
Oh yeah, DB underscore index underscore
Sir.
physical stats.
If you are remembering SQL Server or not, I am not worrying. If you are remembering SQL Server or not, I am not worrying. But please remember this DMB.
Yes.
If you are remembering SQL Server or not, I am not worrying. But
Yeah.
remember this one, sir. I will highlight you couple of things, sir. You need to remember, even when I wake up you at midnight also, you need to tell this one as quickly as DB index physical stats. How you need to tell, Naveen?
Yeah.
DB index physical stats.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
don't
major
want
thing.
sys dot DM underscore DB underscore index underscore. Sir, we are
Okay.
not LKG students.
Okay. But some interview people will expect like that. So
Those are
that's why.
stupid fellows. Forget about them. Okay, but
Any trick
because
to remember these DMVs,
by
Subbu?
heart only, sir. Whenever we are
Mm,
in the LKG, we'll by heart A for apple, B for bat. Even my baby is by hearting, right?
mm,
And his mom is beating. She
mm.
won't by heart. She will come to me because I am in class, right? If she disturb me, I will give a mobile to her. Okay, she is very intelligent. She is try
Same.
to
My
disturb
son
me,
also.
and yeah, she will get the mobile, my mobile. She will take my mobile to watch the YouTube. That is how the kids are now, sir. How?
Nowadays, I'm keeping your YouTube channel to my son. He's saying, no, not this.
Okay, so sir, please remember this one. I will highlight you, sir. I will share the separate materials. Okay,
Okay.
but this is most powerful DMF. Mostly everyone will call it as a DMV. It is not a DMV, sir. It's a
DMF.
DMF
Yeah.
because we are
So
passing 5 parameters: database
parameters.
ID, index ID, object ID,
Jet
partition
ID.
ID, mode.
No. Yeah.
5. So you need to remember this as well, because 3 students lost their interview by not saying this one. Three students, our students lost the interview because this is the most powerful DMF we will use more frequently in real world. Okay, so we'll discuss a lot in the going forward. No worries. Now, everyone clear about events, sir? If you wanted to go internally, if you wanted to check when the checkpoint has triggered, okay, sir, don't run all these commands. The whoever first time listening, I will come back this one with the good stuff. If you wanted to read the log file, sir, fn underscore db log, and I am passing parameter as a CKPT checkpoint, sir, shortcut.
Yeah,
Okay,
Subbu,
wait.
I have one question. Actually, we are showing some scripts, so we are unable to understand some logics like that. So,
Again, I will come back, sir. I'm just displaying here to show you, okay, where I can check now.
okay,
See, all these concepts, I will come back with the best scripts, what you need to use, how to you need to use in respect to troubleshooting, sir. Like whenever you are troubleshooting log file, fn underscore db log will help you a lot. Not log file,
okay,
sir. If you wanted to read the log file, fn underscore db log. If you are troubleshooting memory, what DMVs you need to use, what columns you need to focus. I will come back, sir, in reality.
okay,
Okay.
Subbu.
Now I am just showing you, I'm projecting you, okay, where I can see some information about something. Okay, makes sense, everyone?
Yes,
So
Subbu.
fn underscore db log is the most powerful function which will help you a lot to read the log file. To read the log file. Again, I'm repeating, sir. Okay, if you want to read the log file, you can read the log file with the help of fn underscore db log. But it is not a easy, sir. It is not a easy, but I'm going to take one demo how to read the log file. That too, I am explaining this demo in replication. Everyone knows replication is the most toughest concept in SQL Server, correct? Right? Yes or
Yes,
no?
Subbu.
In replication itself, we are trying to read the data
And
so
always
that
on
you can
also.
understand. Always on is very easy, sir. Don't tell always on. From my point of view, sir, from my experience point of view, which is the top concept means replication.
Okay.
Always on is easy, sir. Very easy.
So after
Very
your
easy.
classes, we also expect same things.
Yes, sir. You felt okay. Yeah, I'm comfortable. Now you can tell. Okay, replication is only tough, sir. You
Okay.
will tell. Okay, replication is a tough concept. Not always on, sir. Again, not always on. From my point of view, not always on, sir. It's always an easy.
But even every interview, first will come question from always and only.
Because they don't know replication. People who are strong in replication only, they will ask the question on replication, sir. I know, sir, mostly. Okay, so using FNDB log also, you can read the checkpoint times or when the checkpoint has been triggered. When the checkpoint is begin, see LOP begin checkpoint. Your checkpoint has started at this time. Okay, this time. It will display you this one, sir. Just I'm projecting, sir. I'm not doing anything. And also, if you wanted to see the checkpoint, when checkpoint has been triggered in the error log, okay, if you wanted to see the checkpoint in the error log, sir, SQL error log, okay, SQL error log, you need to enable the trace file call 3504. But don't enable this one, sir. It will pile up your error log, sir. Okay, please, sir. 3504, you need to enable the trace file if you wanted to see the checkpoint information in the error log, sir. But again, as per the best practice, please don't enable this trace file. It will bump your error log like anything, sir, because every time checkpoint is triggering as per your operations you are performing, right? Every time whenever checkpoint triggers, it will what it will do, it will write the information in the error log. Sir, why, sir, we need error log when checkpoint got triggering? We don't want, sir, because error log is pile upping a lot with lots of information. Again, you are making heavy load on the error log, sir. Your error log will bump like anything. So please don't enable this trace file. This is not a best practice to enable. If you wanted to see the checkpoint, go and read the log file, sir. If you really wanted to troubleshoot something and if you wanted to see, then go and read the log file, but don't enable this trace file. But if someone is asking, can I see the checkpoint in the error log? Yes, I can see the checkpoint information in the error log by enabling the trace file 3504. 3504. Just you need to enable dbcc trace on. Okay. 3504 hyphen 1. Okay, this is a global. I will come back, sir, all these concepts, how to enable the trace file, what trace files are important. Okay, you can enable the trace file. Now
Yeah,
trace file is
Subbu,
enabled.
one of our friend yesterday asked about this FNDB log, how to see the lost transactions are committed, like that. So, which you are explaining same thing right now.
No, I just explained only how to see the checkpoint information in the FNDP log. That's it.
So, okay. So whether in yesterday if he inserted some data, so we can monitor that thing.
Yes, sir. You can monitor everything, but not easy, sir. Again,
Okay.
it's not easy.
So
Not easy.
in log file that information will be presented, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, but that's what how you are reading the log file is again different matter.
Okay.
Let's see, sir. We should not divert the sessions, okay? So
Okay.
everyone clear about clean page, dirty page, checkpoint, varieties of checkpoint, how to see the dirty page, how to trigger manual checkpoint, what is indirect checkpoint, how to see the checkpoint which is triggered in the from log file, how to enable the trace file 3504. Good stuff? No? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Now, lazy writer, sir. Okay. Lazy writer is very simple, sir. Lazy writer. Name itself is saying that lazy. Always it will be in sleepy mode, sir. Always it will be in sleepy mode. Like it is sleeping, sir. Lazy writer will sleep always. Okay. Lazy writer. Sleeping. Always sleeping. When lazy writer invoke means whenever the cache is getting full, means whenever RAM is getting full. Okay. Whenever RAM is getting full, lazy writer invokes automatically. It is not having any control, sir. You don't have any control on lazy writer. No one is having control on lazy writer, sir. Again, I'm saying no one is having control on lazy writer. Lazy writer invokes automatically whenever it wants to clear some space in the RAM. it wants to clear some space in the RAM, lazy writer invokes automatically, and it will try to first move the data. First, it will try to move the data, whatever still not yet moved to the MDF file. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sir, there are 4 changes you've done. Okay, that is not yet moved to the MDF file. Checkpoint is not yet triggered, sir. Checkpoint is not yet triggered, but lazy writer triggered. What lazy writer will do, right? First, lazy writer will move whatever the changes that is not yet moved, that will move to the data file. Then it will start flushing the pages. Then it will start flushing the pages. Means it will use one algorithm, sir. Least used pages, least reference count. Internally, in the buffer, how many times you have been used that page? How many times you have used that page internally? So based on that algorithm, least used pages, least reference count. Based on based on the algorithm, it will start flushing the page from the buffer. It will remove the pages from the buffer to make RAM to healthy. To make RAM to healthy. Otherwise, RAM is pile up like anything, sir. Your buffer is pile up like anything if the pages are not flushing. So keep on the pages are flushing, keep on the pages are loading, flushing, loading, flushing, loading, flushing, loading. That is the nature of internal user. You no need to go and see what's happening. It's not your job. Okay, that is the nature behavior internally is happening. Whenever lazy writer will triggers, it will try to move the changes which is not yet moved to the MDF file or LDF file. It will try to move. Later on, it will try to flushes the pages. Later on, it will try to flushes the pages which are not being used a lot. Okay, for example, this page 1,000 times you used. This page 500 times you used. This page only 1 time. This page 5 times. This page 4 times. So you don't know how many pages lazy writer will flushes. No one knows, sir. How much if I flush, my RAM is healthy, that much it will try to flush the data. Make sense, everyone? No? Yes?
Yes, Subbu.
Yes, Subbu.
Yes, Subbu. But when the checkpoint was triggered earlier, the pages were also moved, right?
Pages won't move, sir. That's what I told you. Please, when checkpoint triggers, your data is moving, pages are still alive in the cache.
Okay.
Okay,
Nowhere I
Subbu,
told that pages will move.
can I add one point here, which is I read it from some
Yes.
article like
Yeah,
so.
definitely, sir. Why can't?
Lazy writers, when it will trigger means normally if a transaction is coming to the data cache, it is required more memory or more space. So at the time it will flush the least count pages, like depending on trans. If required to
Yes,
flush
sir.
the more pages, it will flush that. If it is required only limited pages only, it will flush the limited pages depending on the usage of the previous count of the page.
Yes. Good
Uh,
point. Yeah. That's what, sir. See.
it's work on the LRU
Yes.
algorithm.
Yes. Okay, the lazy writer process also flushes our dirty pages to disk. There is a difference between the SQL Server checkpoint and lazy writer writing process because checkpoint will just move the data. Lazy writer will move the data and flushes the pages. Okay. Checkpoint do not remove the dirty pages from memory, Naveen. Okay. It never move from the memory. It will stay back in the memory. The dirty pages after writing through the disk are marked as a clean page and stay in the buffer cache. It will help SQL Server to avoid the I/O intensive task from fetching the pages from disk to memory. Okay, means every time it is flushing means again it need to copy. If I wanted to perform certain things, again it to copy from the disk to memory. Disk to memory, it is I/O intensive task, sir, to fetching the data from disk to memory. So that's the reason what Microsoft is doing whenever checkpoint is triggering, it never flushes the pages from disk. It will just move the data and mark that page as a clean page. Clear?
Uh, s- Sir,
Yes, Subbu.
Yes.
here by lazy writer, it is not satisfying wall concept as well as durability also, right?
No, it will satisfy, sir. Nowhere Microsoft told that.
Because
It,
data is directly moving to data file from
no,
pages
no,
to.
no, sir. It will flush. There is a image drain block also. Someone asked this question in the earlier old batch. I provide them image drain block. Then I copied from image drain block only. No, sir. It never avoid. But what is the job of lazy writer means? That is not a job, sir. Flushing only. Flushing only the main purpose of lazy writer.
Yeah, just like checkpoint, but it will do another step is flush the
Another step.
pages.
First the pages, sir. No. Wall is very important. Durability is also very important, sir. That's what sometimes you can't find exact information in the MSDN block, sir. That's what we will get confused. That to these internal concepts.
Yeah, for this
See,
I worked for 2 months, Subbu, to research all things.
no, sometimes, yeah, even sometimes we'll take years also, sir, to get some information. Because we are expecting something we can't find until unless we need to experience. Because lazy writer is not under our control. Clear? Not clear? Questions?
Yeah, from my end clear, Subbu.
Everyone, rest of the people? No? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Like checkpoint, lazy writer is also manually triggered.
No, sir. You don't have any control on lazy writer. No one is having control on lazy writer.
Okay.
Whenever it needs, it will trigger.
It's a single type only, lazy writer. That's it.
Yeah, that's it, sir. And eager writers, sir. Okay, mostly twice someone asked this question while interview. I just wanted to add this one as well. Okay. So when you are performing bulk operations, especially like BCP, bulk inserts, write a text, select into, when you are performing bulk operations or internally, eager writer will helping a lot by creating, sir. What is the main purpose of eager writer means? It will help you lot the performance when you are performing bulk operations, like select into, bulk insert, write a text, update text. So when you are doing certain keywords, internally eager writer, what exactly it is doing, right? Handling the process, eager writer process, handling both page creation and page writing in parallel. In parallel. This is the word you need to remember, sir. Apart from nothing else, you will go and see all the stuff. No, sir. But mostly what you need to remember means the page creation, page allocation, page copying to the disk to the memory, and page writing from memory to the disk are doing parallelly. That will help us a lot to load the bulk amount of data. To load bulk amount of data. So eager writer is helping a lot internally when you are performing certain commands by page creation, page writing in parallel. Make sense?
Yeah, yes, Subbu. But when I said same answer to the interview, but he's not satisfying and he's expecting more.
Yeah,
So
that's
I
what.
said that parallel it will create the page and it will write the queries and it will execute the bulk operations. I said to him like this, but he's
Basically, yeah.
expecting more.
Yes. I can agree. Let's try to bring some concept. I will try to research, okay? In case if someone is asking. For me, no one asked it, sir. Then I thought,
Yeah,
okay, chalo,
even
let it be.
one question like this. So we can dedicatedly allocate one table to the one user. One question is asked to me. In table, specific columns should be allocated to the one user to access. Only few columns. How it possible? So is it possible?
Sorry, can you please repeat?
So normally for one user, we can give the access for one database or one table.
Yeah.
But in one interview asked to me, on one table, he need to access only few columns.
Yeah, possible.
How it's
Create a
so
view, and grant the permission to the view.
okay.
It's possible, sir.
So I didn't work on that, so that's why a bit
No, I
confused.
will come back. I told you, right, one development session I will take. There I
Okay,
will explain
because
all
I
this
am
stuff.
in development, I am the zero. Actually, I need
I
to
am
say.
also, sir, always. Sometime I felt okay. Even when that's what.
Thank you,
Okay,
Subbu,
let's
for
see, sir. I will try to get some information about eager writer. For me, no one asked that much. Otherwise, I could. So that's what. How I learn means the in reality what type of tickets I'm working in outside, how what questions they are asking. Then I'm preparing, sir, so that it will help you our students. That is how I made all the PPTs, all the scripts, all that. Okay, let's research, sir, about eager writer
just
a
now you
little bit.
explained all this concept. It is asked by the LTI Mindtree to me on interview.
Ah,
All these things, internal things. Subbu.
okay.
Yeah, in last year. So that's the difference. In I worked for 1 year there. I think you know
Oh,
that
you worked. I also worked for 1 year.
for Microsoft.
Yeah, and I left badly. Otherwise,
Okay.
I used to travel to Poland. My friend went to Poland. My colleague.
Oh, Poland.
He's
Okay. So recently,
he worked for with me for 5 years in
okay,
Infosys. Then again he worked 2 years, 1.5 year in Mindtree. We both. He's very
okay.
close. Very, very close.
So okay. So we I worked for around 1 year there. Then recently I switched for the another. So because there is
Which
no
year? Which year?
this year I switched
Ah,
in
okay.
from last year I worked in the LTM.
Okay. Good, good. Lots of people are there in LTM Mindtree.
Yeah,
I don't want to say the names.
yeah. It's okay. We can talk later.
Yeah, so eager writer, I will do some research, sir. Let's see whether it will help us a lot going forward. I will add some more points. Okay.
Okay, so
This is about lazy writer, eager writer, checkpoint, wall, dirty page, clean page. What else? That's it. And finally, one and only one concept that is nothing but asset properties. Okay. Every transactions are not only in SQL Server. Either you are working for Oracle, either you are working for, from my understanding, any DBMS technologies or DMS technologies need to fulfill asset properties. Need to fulfill asset properties. Like A stands for atomicity, C stands for consistency, I stands for isolation, D stands for durability. So best examples I given the pictures here, sir, so that you can understand easily in a simple lay terms. Okay, atomicity means every transaction either fully committed or fully rolled back. That's the taken care by atomicity. What do you mean by that fully committed, fully rolled back, Subbu? So for example, take you will go to the ATM machine, sir, and you wanted to withdraw some amount. And you went to the ATM machine and you try to withdraw amount. Okay. You try to withdraw $5,000 or $1,000, sir. $1,000 you wanted to withdraw. Okay, but $1,000 it was deducted from your account, but you not received that $1,000 from the ATM machine. Getting my point? Now what you will do, you will go to the ATM, you will go to the bank and you will raise a complaint, and they will tell, okay, we will check and will apologize, inconvenience happened to you, and we'll tell that they will tell us we will revert your amount within 2 to 3 working days, 5 working days. Getting my point? Okay, that is how the atomicity need to work, sir. Means everything whatever you are going to perform that need to be fully committed or that need to be fully rolled back. Means $1,000 need to get a cash for you, and it need to be deducted from your account, or it need to be rolled back. Okay, that is going to taken care by atomicity. Means atomicity means every transaction need to fully committed, every transaction need to be fully rolled back. That is going to taken care by the atomicity. Consistency means uh, it should not violate the behavior, sir. Whatever the transaction you are going to perform, okay, that should not violate the behavior structure. That should not violate the behavior of structure that is going to taken care by the consistency. to understand. So, for example, if you are applying uh, mm, a government job, sir, for example, or you wanted to take the account on private banks, not government banks. You wanted to go and take the private banks. The minimum deposit, they will ask you the minimum deposit. For example, you are telling, hey, I don't want deposit any minimum, but I wanted to open the account. Well, it is possible for them? No, right? It is violating the behavior for their. So consistency, a transaction should not leave the database, its related structure. Okay, the state, it should not violate, sir. That is going to taken care by the consistency. And isolation, I'm just discussing only 2 minutes are now. I will come back in advanced level. Okay, it is one of the boring concept and hectic concepts, sir. You don't have any other choice. You need to go for isolation levels. Okay, you need to go for isolation level. It's one of the boring concept, but very important concepts, sir. Very important concept. Isolation level means, I stands for isolation level means every transaction is independent. Independent. Okay, every transaction is independent. Okay, a transaction should see the data only before and after the concurrent transaction gets complete. Means if a user, this is a table, sir, employee table. User one is trying to insert the data. Okay, user two wants to read the data at same time. Okay, at same time. No, sir. Until unless user one completes, you can't read the data. User two will hold. That going to taken care by the isolation level, locking, blocking, deadlock, reads. All that stuff will comes into the picture in reality, sir. So how this concurrent transactions are going to perform at the DB level. This is very important for us. Rest, I am not worried. We no need to worry that much, sir. For developers, they need to take in care. But isolation level for especially for DBS, this need to be taken care by us, sir. What is the best isolation level you need to configure? If you're not configuring best isolation level, it will pile up your database performance like anything, sir. It will pile up entire instance performance like anything, sir. Please, please be careful. Isolation level is very important. We are going to discuss a lot. Okay, and durability. Durability means, okay, protecting, sir, in case of natural disaster or human made mistakes. Okay, how you are going to protect your database means, how you are going to protect your data means, whatever the changes you are going to make in the cache, all the changes parallel it is moving to the MDF file to satisfy the durability, to satisfy wall concept. Durability means protecting your transaction in case of failures. This is what every transaction need to fulfill asset properties. Either it can be SQL or Oracle or PostgreSQL. Mostly every transaction need to fulfill asset properties.
Subbu, will you explain consistency one more time?
It should not violate the behavior, sir, when you are trying to load a structure. Getting my point?
No.
See, sir, if you want to open an account, a minimum balance is 10,000. Can you go and tell your bank that I won't deposit 10,000? Can you create account for me? Will they able to create the account for you, sir?
No.
Then because that is the structure they designed. Correct? Hey, yes or no? Without
Yes.
account number, can you create account?
No,
Without
that way.
account holder name, can you create the account? Without
No.
minimum balance, can you create the account? Some structure is there. Whenever you are loading the data, it should not violate that behavior, correct?
Correct. Now got it.
Yeah.
Subbu, can you explain once again isolation?
Forget about isolation levels, sir. It's a independent. In a simple learned items, it's a independent. Means I can give you, sir. If you go to the ATM machine, okay, if you take ATM machines, okay, in one ATM, there will be multiple ATMs also, right? When you go to the ATM machine, you will have one or two ATM machines.
Yes.
If you go to one mission and you are trying to check your balance, if you are trying to go and withdraw your balance, okay, can you tell other guy don't use other mission? No, right? Your mission is for you, another mission for another user. Means this table I am using, you should not use any other tables. That is not right, right? Hey, you can use other tables, yeah. You can call other
Yes.
tables, department table, customer table, whatever. But
Yeah.
if one user is using one table, another user, can I use this table? Yes, certain cases. No, in certain cases. What do you mean by the certain cases? That's what I told you, right? We are going to discuss a lot in the isolation level. We already made in the L1 session, sir. Everyone need to go and watch the isolation level in the L1 session.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay. That's it. The base core concepts, sir. Questions, doubts.
So can you please come on checkpoint slides?
This one.
Next one. Okay, next one, please.
Okay.
I had some question, but I forgot to ask you. One more. There was slide.
Only,
There's some
only
points.
3, sir. Only these 3
Next
checkpoints.
next one.
It's laser and right?
Okay. There was. Forgot to ask you.
No problem, sir. Just watch the recording, get the
Yeah,
question,
I will
make
ask you
somewhere.
again. Yes.
Okay, next session we'll discuss. And one more thing I wanted to project you, sir, just for your reference purpose. Okay. Again, we explain all this stuff, sir. Whenever you start, okay, when you start executing, it will fetch the pages from the MDF by acquiring a log. Okay. Whenever it is pulling the data from the disk, it will place a log. Someone asked, right, what is the happening internally? It will place a log plus latch. Latch is memory level, lock is transaction level, sir. Okay. So no worries about all this stuff. We are going to discuss a lot. And for your operation, it will generate the log records. Okay, log records. And that log records update the page LSN number. It will update in the page. Okay. And change data, that whatever the change you are making, it is a dirty pages. And it will release the latch. Once your operation is done, it will release the latch. Again it will repeat, sir. Again it will repeat. So whenever you are performing anything, again fetch the page, activate the log, latch, generate the log record, go to the LDF file, update the record in the page with the LSN number. And again the change, will call it as a dirty page. Once your operation is done, release the latch from the memory level. And again it will move the data. Again it will repeat same candidate, sir. Again it will flush the pages, flush the logs, release the log, commit the transaction.
Oh,
So
can you explain a bit more, Subbu? What is latch?
That's what, sir. Today is not right session. I can explain
Okay.
about latch, lock, all the stuff. Okay. Latch,
Okay.
almost I need to explain for 3 hours. You can't understand. Even I'm explaining 3 hours. Toughest concept, latch. Okay. There is a different varieties of latches are available. Page latch, page IO latch. What is a page latch? What is page IO latch? What is latch? Firstly, it's a lightweight lock, sir. Sir, see,
So after
that's what I
applying
won't explain this
LSN,
slide.
after applying the LSN, the page will be changed into dirty page. I mean, modification will be done.
Sir, that's what I simply explained, sir. Whenever it is trying to fetch the record, whenever it is trying to fetch the data from the
Okay.
MDF file, it will place a lock.
Okay.
And also it will place a latch. Lock will be page level, latch will be memory level.
Okay.
2. Okay. Once it is done, it will try to generate the record. Whatever you are inserting, updating, right?
Okay.
Right? It will generate a log record. And what it will do, it will start writing the data into the page as well, right? Correct? So
Yes.
when it is writing, it will make as a LSN number, log sequence number, LSN. Sir, we'll discuss all these concepts, no worries. The people who are first time listening, okay? So it will generate a LSN number for your record and it will start writing into the page. Once it start writing into the page, this page will call it as a dirty page, correct?
Okay. So
Once it written,
before writing, it will generate a log record.
yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, it will write and it will start writing into the page. Once it write, it will release the latch. Release the latch means it will release the lock from memory. From the memory, it is lock. But transaction level lock, it is still there, sir. Still there. Okay. Then, sir, again, sir, try to understand the logics. You are performing 1 billion records. Can it copy 1 billion records fit pages into the memory? No, right?
No.
No, right, sir. Whenever you open Google Chrome and you are asking something, SQL, server, architecture, okay? How many pages you are able to see in the Google Chrome? First, you will see only one page, first page, correct?
Yes.
Next, you can go for next page, third page. Sir, if you are scrolling down, sir, you are getting multiple pages, see, and you will see more results as well. So how much you can copy first, it will copy into the memory. It will follow this one. Again, it will get the some pages from the disk to memory. Again, it will perform this one. Again, it will fetch, do, fetch, do, fetch, do. Correct? That is what internally is happening. It is not copying all the pages at one shot, right? 10 billion records you are performing, sir. Agreeing, not agreeing? Will
Yeah.
it copy 10 billion records fitting pages into the memory?
No, at a
No,
time it
right?
will not possible.
No. That is what internally it is doing, sir.
So
And
after,
flushing the logs, release the
okay.
logs, commit the transactions.
Okay. But Subbu, after modification on the page, then it will generate a log record, right? So,
Why, sir? Before, sir, before.
oh,
Parallelly, I
then,
told parallel. I never saw that, tell that it will parallelly. Log records, writing the page parallelly, sir.
so my
Log
question is
records.
here, once
Yeah.
if data is coming from data file to the buffer cache, so before, after applying the locks or latch, uh, so then it will generate a log record, you are saying.
No,
So
sir.
after,
Nowhere I told. Nowhere I
no,
told.
no, no.
Okay.
In the next slide, I'm talking about. I'm combining this both,
Where?
both concept. Like suppose in
That's what,
beginning,
sir, I'm saying. Wait, hold on. I explained same thing. I explained in the form of PPT. See, sir, whenever you are performing, it is writing, it is generating the log records.
okay, means after
Because it will write in a form of LSN number, right? How the LSN number will generate? Once it generate the log record only, right?
yeah, after
Once
generating
it
log
generate the
record,
log records, it will write the LSN number. Even in the page also, you will have the LSN number.
yes,
Log
but
sequence number that will go into the LDF file.
yeah, my question is before generating LSN number, that transactions will be present in the page.
For here.
Yeah.
So simultaneously it is doing, sir. Simultaneously.
Okay.
Parallelly.
So data will be processing the page, and parallelly it will create the log record. Parallelly it will be generate the
Everything
LSN.
parallel, sir. Slight here and there the flaws, but
Okay.
parallelly it generate the log records. It generate the LSN number. It load the data into the pages. Parallelly, sir. It's fraction of nanoseconds. It's happening.
Okay.
Don't get confused, sir. In log file you are calling as a log records. In page you are calling as a dirty page.
Yes.
Okay. LSN number is fitting in log file, not in data file, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Not in data files. Log file. LSN you will see only in log file.
Yes. So generated log record, it have the transactions with the LSN number.
Yes.
Okay.
Questions?
So next time, could you explain this screenshot bit more? So because bit confusing for my
No
end.
need, sir. What you wanted to learn here? Let me
Yeah,
ask you a
because
question.
I can say what I understand. Initially, transaction is begin. So it is retrieve the page from the data file. So
Okay.
then it is applied a lock and latch.
Okay.
So then in that page,
It generating the log record.
some data is there. So it generated a log record in
Yes.
the log file. Then in log file, it assigned a LSN number.
No, log
Okay.
file, it's not moved into the log file, sir. It is generating the log records in the cache itself.
Okay, in cache itself.
Cache
So, but
itself, it is not moving into the log LDF file still.
okay, okay.
There will be log cache, data cache, log cache, plan cache.
Okay.
There are
Okay,
lots
that
of caches are there.
okay, that log file have the one LSN number.
Yeah.
So then, okay, I got now point, everything. Yeah.
It will
So
generate
then
the
changes
LSN
are,
number. Then it will move to the LDF file by using log writer.
yeah,
It will write into the page as a standard format. It will write into the page
yeah,
your data. Durability is very important, right?
yeah, yes. And now I got it,
So
clear picture. Because I thought that this LSN is allocated in the log file, but it is allocated in the cache only, data cache
cache
only.
then that is moving, sir.
Yeah, okay. So allocation will be done LSN in data cache.
In the cache itself. Cache itself.
Okay, okay. I thought that
Cache
in
itself.
LDF file.
No, it's also LDF file also, sir. Because again, I will come back this one in log file architecture, because data file no need to worry, sir, much to discuss because it contains just
Yeah,
data. But log file you need to know log, because log file contains chunks. We'll call it as a VLFs. We'll call it as active, inactive, log blocks. What is the
yeah.
log block size? Oh my God, there are
Lot of
lot.
stuff. Only
Lot.
straightforward question, Subbu. But LSN will be applied in data cache side or in log file
LDF,
or
sir.
log record.
Precisely to understand LDF. Okay, LDF. LDF.
In LDF, it will apply the
LDF.
LSN number
Yes.
for log
Yes.
record.
Yes. Okay. I don't want to mislead everyone.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Why
it from
means
my.
why means
Yeah.
so whenever your record need to go to the LDF file,
Okay.
when your record need to go to the LDF file, there is a hierarchy in log file.
Okay.
This is a chunk. This is a block. In this block, you are writing a record, this record. So how LSN will generate means this record is going to which chunk, which log block, and the record ID.
Okay.
That's how the LSN number will decide.
Which
To
block
which
and which
chunk it is
chunk?
going, which block it is going, then it will. I will discuss a lot, no worries. But
Okay.
LDF is deciding the LDF only. Let's
LSN.
LSN.
Okay. So after moving log record from data cache to LDF, then LDF will assign a LSN to the that record.
Both are parallels are here.
Okay.
It's moving here. It's moving here. It's nanoseconds. It little early this one log record, because that is how the durability, right? That is
Yeah,
what
yeah.
we are calling as a durability. And one more slide, sir. What is this slide? Oh, not properly copied. Sorry. Let me delete it. Properly not copied. Yeah, that's it, sir. For today, I think you are good. No, yes, everyone.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, good, Subbu.
Okay. Yeah. Thank
If
you.
you stop the recording, I can ask different question.
I was busy, sir, today. It's a Friday.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe I can reach out to you definitely, or you can reach out to me, Sai, in case if you need something. I was busy because